West Texas was a neat experience. I didn't know a lot about it before I went out there. I wouldn't trade for the time we had out there. I was a KA. Actually, that's where I first met Red Stegall, because he was a KA there, and we had our great times. And when I first heard Red sing, out in the pasture with a fire.
I don't talk to Woody very often, maybe 4 times a week is all. Woody has always been the consummate gentleman to me. I've never seen him do anything out of line.
I remember him as being an exemplary young man.
Woody is a fantastic individual with people. I mean, people put a lot of faith into him. He can draw good leadership.
He was a great football player, great athlete, and a great ambassador for the school.
Football for me was a great experience in college, and I think it helped shape a lot of things in my life as I went on. We get together periodically, a lot of the folks that played back in those days, and sit around and everybody starts telling their stories. So it's they get better with age. It was a great time. Those coaches had an awful lot of influence on all of us. Joe Kerbel was so far ahead of everybody else at the time. It was incredible. Our itineraries were by the minute. When we would travel or practice. If you didn't go to class, Kerbel fined you. So that was probably against the NCAA rules, but that didn't matter. So Billy Willingham, who was the fellow that recruited me, I think over the years was probably the guy that kind of made sure that you stayed the straight and narrow, and that you didn't let Coach Kerbel down. As a 22-year-old with 60 Marines that you're responsible for in Vietnam, you grew up in a hurry. Being around Kerbel and being around football and athletics and looking out for your teammate certainly was a big part of that.
I know him as a friend, and I know him as the CEO at the rehab.
Well, I think the best thing that I've done for Abilene since I came here was get to know Woody Gilliland and get him hired to run West Texas Rehab.
Woody took over an institution that was doing well, but he's added his own brand of expertise, and it has continued to grow, not only physically but financially. This last year, I believe it raised $1.3 million. Now that's amazing, and of course that goes into the endowment. Our endowment under Woody has grown tremendously.
I just can't say enough about him, and that he can hire the right kind of people. They like to work with Woody.
You take care of the people and everything else will follow, and that's kind of been where I've been, my professional career.
When I came back to Sweetwater and learned what he had done for the rehab and what he had done for the hospital and the community, I was just thrilled, but not surprised, because that's the kind of person he always was.
He's someone that you always looked up to. He just has that capacity, that ability. He has tremendous compassion for his fellow man, and he practices respect and common decency every day he lives.
I think Woody is an outstanding representative of any school.
I was thrilled to nominate him. I didn't nominate him because he was a good friend or a good buddy. I nominated him because I loved WT.
As a recipient of the Distinguished Alumni Award, I can tell you that it means everything in the world to you, because it means that whatever you accomplished at college has carried forward in your daily life today, and it's been worthwhile, and you've contributed to society in a way that you never dreamed of, possibly. Nobody deserves it any more than Woody Gilliland, because every day he lives, he affects lives.
I'm honored. It's when I think back of all the people that have gone to West Texas and what so many of them have done, I'm not sure how I got on the list here, but a lot of people have done a lot of great things that are have gone to West Texas, and I'm honored to be part of that.